Welcome back. We're still working with your Google Docs. We've got a few things, including I've got some words for your word bank. We haven't been doing much with the word bank, and that's my oversight, and we're going to try to do more with that. It's a powerful tool to really help you remember what we're doing, and especially when we're taking quizzes and tests, you can use that word bank. First, I want you to notice up here on my screen, I've got a plus sign. I want you to click on the plus sign. And then I want you to type in docs.google.new. Enter. Now I know there's many ways you can open up Google Docs. I just want you to experience and practice some new ways that you may not have tried yet. It's a little simple. You just have to do a little typing, which is a big part of this class, is typing. So make sure we take a few minutes and do that. Now, for whatever reason, it's running extremely slow today, and I'm here at school by myself, so that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and open up your word bank. So again, in your Google Drive, you should be able to go up here in your search and type in word bank, because that was what you were instructed to call this assignment. And then you'll sit there and find the word bank. Now, I want to start with this one. Since I'm the owner, this helps me in making sure it's not something that's been shared with me. And I have a form. I should have looked at the extension and I would have seen that that is not a Google Doc. Yes, if I had looked right there, I could have seen that. Instead, I want this one. It's been over a month ago since I've worked on this. I should be ashamed of myself. Okay, we're going to add some words down here. I want to go to the bottom first. Here we go. Some of the words I want you to look up and put in your word bank. Owner. Now, man, my system's running slow today. I want you to look up owner as in Google Docs permissions. I don't want you to just Google owner and come up with a generic definition. Let's make it specific, make it where it relates to Google Documents, Google Drive. Editor, same with it. There's many generic definitions out there. I want the one that relates to Google Docs. Commentator. Okay, there's 4 words. Another one that I want you to look up is text alignment. Insert. Page break. Footnotes. Now, make sure all of these are related to our topic, which is Google Docs. I know this seems like a lot, but again, we've got to make up for some lost time here. And one last one. Let's go ahead and put in documents. All right. Now, we've done a lot with the formatting. We talked about underlining, bold. We talked about changing the font size and style. Font style can really be a neat way to add character to your document. The problem is many of those font styles are hard to read, especially when it's small. So be careful playing with that. I think, well, we want to leave that normal text. Arial is a good one. Times New Roman is a good one. It's very distinct and easy to read. But things like the Specifico, that gets really hard to read. Now, for you, it may be simple. Understand, though, teachers we don't look at just your assignment. We look at hundreds of assignments. I have over 155 students. It makes it, when I'm having to stare at this all day and I'm having to sit there and try to sort through and better read it, I get frustrated. Now, this is Times New Roman. This is Arial. That's what is really the easiest for teachers and administrators. So we've talked about that, talked about formatting, creating, sharing. Um, we've talked about doing your research, and we've talked about your basic and your advanced search. But when I'm trying to sit there and find information, this is where we're going to get a lot more of information that we need to put in our word bank. So I'm going to put in some more words in here. Today's probably going to be spent a lot on our word bank. Let me go back. We want to look at Tools menu. Again, relate this to Google Docs. Now, we're looking at research here in the Tools menu. So let's go down here and let's find. Now, again, I really believe that our textbook that we're using and Google's done some updates recently and has made some changes. We'll get more into this, but suggested edits, spelling and grammar, that's a great way to help you enhance your product that you're creating. Compare documents, that's new. That'll be interesting to see what we can do with that. We'll look into it here shortly. And I'm not finding the document I'm looking for. I'll find that and I'll get back to that here later. But just make sure that when you're doing your research, you put in the information about where you got your source from. That is critical. If you're just copying and pasting and saying it's your work, that's plagiarism. That's copyright infringement. You're breaking laws and you're breaking policies here at the school district, and that can get you a really bad grade and even an MOR or PIP or other referrals if you continue to do it. Let me encourage you. Take pride in your own work. Really. You're smart students. You can do a lot. Now, let's go back. Let's look at our revising, our history. Now, you can come over here and you can publish to web, but what I want us to look at is version history. See version history. This is how you can sit there and go, I put that in there. What happened to it? Well, you can go back here and you can start looking at what dates did you work on it? And maybe you can find that you had in there before you deleted it. This can be powerful. It can also be a waste of time. Sometimes if you're using that, you need to make sure that you do it quickly and that you don't waste a lot of time on it. But it can help you and find where you've made changes. Now, I've closed that. We can go back over here. We've talked about our version history, publish to web. This can be really helpful when you're working on creating a website. We're going to do that in this class to some degree. It's a little bit. We're just going to touch into it, play with it. I have taught classes on creating websites, but that's not what this class is set up for. And then footnotes. I like footnotes. Let's insert a footnote. So when we go to insert, here's the footnote. Now I can sit there and say, this was for Mr. Johnson. Okay, so there's footnote. Now, most footnotes will have more of a, hey, I found this source or this information was taken from. These These terms, better yet, definitions were found on Google. And it doesn't like my use of where I disagree. How about are found on Google? Okay, so this is a great time for giving me a screenshot. I want to see you insert a footnote. I want to see that you've added these terms to your word bank and you have a definition. So don't shortchange it here, people. I'm looking for all this. Okay? Let's move on. We got a couple of more to add in here. I still want that screenshot. I'll ask for a second screenshot here in just a moment. We want print, file, revision history, and you can space these better than I am. Put an equal sign. All right. Soon we'll have another assignment where you're creating, much like the Belmont assignment. I need to pull that up and share that with you here. This will conclude today's video. Make sure you follow the instructions that I've given you in this video. Make sure you send me the screenshots and have a good day. Hope you're doing well. Look forward to seeing you. Please respect yourself and your family and wear your mask.